We write the 24th of September, and news come across the world as war starts in Libya. The Kingdom of Italy started an invasion of the Ottoman Empire, and now both nations found themselves at war. As if more chaos was not possible, China finds itself in a civil war as the Xinhai Revolution begins. A brutal conflict that would determine the future of the region as the stability of the Qing dynasty is once more put in question. Still, though, confidence came from Beijing as Imperial Chief Officer and Regent Ai-Sinjioro Zaifeng announced to the world that the power of the Qing Empire is uncontested. These rebels in Hubei will be swiftly defeated. As the war in the Ottoman Empire continues in Libya, the Turkish forces are fully caught off guard and Libya quickly falls. With the war coming to a clear end, the conflict is ended between the two states with the Treaty of Auchi, where the Ottomans make clear concessions to Italy in form of Libya and a Mediterranean naval port. The situation in China spirals out of control, Generalissimo Yuan Shikai as the first president of the Chinese Republic. Despite the ongoing instability in China, the new government pledges concessions to the great powers, though many are already contemplating ways to exploit the evolving situation. The Qing Empire now exists only in isolated pockets of resistance groups in Manchuria. As Christmas arrives on the 25th of December, the Kingdom of Portugal executes a successful Great Southern Push with Austrian-Hungarian aid. In a desperate move, the President of the Portuguese Republic allies with far-right paramilitary groups to counter the foreign invaders from the north. The stage is set for a complex and tumultuous period in Portuguese history. As the war escalates in scale, famines afflict the kingdom's forces, prompting Prime Minister Salazar to urgently appeal for international aid. He expresses openness to establishing a constitutional monarchy based on the German Empire's model, but asserts that those deemed traitors in the south would face execution for their treachery. Upon receiving news of the famines, the arrest of German troops, and the rising influence of the far right in the Republic, Secretary for Foreign Affairs Sir Edward Grey of Britain condemns the Republican forces. He announces support for Porto, offering food and protection for their naval lines. The Italian government also aligns itself with the release of German troops in Portugal. Some speculate that Italy's decision was influenced by the German silence during the Italian invasion of Libya. However, evidence supporting this theory remains unclear to date. Under immense pressure, particularly from concerns about public opinion in Britain and Germany, President Bragg announces the return of German troops. Despite this development, the situation remains far from certain as the civil war persists. As the international crisis unfolds, the 1912 elections on the 12th of January draw near, marking the commencement of true election campaigns. Early opinion polls indicate the SPD leading with 22 points, followed by the Zentrum with 20 points. The DKP has 18 points, while the DRP surprisingly holds 10%, closely tied with the NLP. The FVP maintains its 12%, but uncertainties prevail. The key questions revolve around peace or war, armament or disarmament, more democratic reforms, increased welfare programs and reforms in education, and the military. The stage is set for a fierce political battle with the future of the nation hanging in the balance. In response to the opinion polls, most political parties swiftly announced their party programs, with the Zentrum being among the first to do so. They advocated for stable government, maintaining current reforms, and introducing new military reforms if the situation remained uncontrolled. Similar yet more progressive programs emerged from the FVP, aiming to de-Prussify the Bundesrat and championing new economic and progressive ideals with a clear liberal framework articulated in speeches by Herr Naumann. The political battles intensified, with party posters adorning every corner of Germany. However, instability loomed as the head of Germany's intelligence agency retreated from public life, fueling speculation about an imminent resignation. As the Battle of Berlin concluded, the FVP emerged as the clear winner, securing crucial support from local voters and gaining significant backing from the NLP and the SPD. Amid growing problems in the east of Germany, a proposal for the creation of the Duchy of Posen was published by Hermann von François. This stirred Polish support, leading to widespread revolts in Posen. Simultaneously, in Memel, Lithuanian minorities protested for similar changes in the region. The constitutional crisis deepened, setting the stage for tumultuous events ahead. Swiftly responding to the unfolding events, the FVP and the SPD aligned themselves with the protesters, advocating for peaceful actions. However, the army took decisive action upon the mayor's request for German troops in Posen. The local protests subsided, but a lingering sense of resentment towards the Germans persisted among the locals, overshadowed by an atmosphere of fear. Even the Kaiser intervened, calling for the arrest of troublemakers involved in crimes during the unrest. They were to face either life imprisonment or exile to German colonies overseas. Some took to the streets in protest against the monarch's actions, but the situation gradually came under control. In Saxony, a stronghold of the SPD, the Social Democrats garnered support as the Zentrum sought to leverage its influence in the region. Notably, new books like The Tower of Eden by von Hertling, the vice chairman of the Zentrum, were released, emphasizing unity among Christians through well-crafted poems. Meanwhile, in Berlin, the Polish protests triggered a significant political shift, giving rise to a new party under the umbrella of the DRP, the Deutsche Faschistische Partei, DFP, or the German Fascist Party. The emergence of this far-right party signaled a clear unity under the banner of fascist ideology. With uncertainty looming, the upcoming elections held the key to determining the future government. As the political landscape evolved, the question of who would emerge victorious and lead the new government remained unanswered, leaving the story open for the next part of this IAAR, Interactive AAR. For those interested in joining this intriguing role-play game, check out the link in the description. Until the next part, farewell.